Welcome to Community Spotlight on the EBPL Podcast Network. I'm your host, Melissa Hozik. We try to highlight organizations that are making a difference in our community. Today I'm joined by Isaac Osoroes, president of the East Brunswick Astronomy Club. Welcome, Isaac.
Thank you so much for having me, Melissa.
So what is the East Brunswick Astronomy Club and how was it founded?
Whenever I try to introduce the club to someone new, I like to describe it as an excuse to get folks with a shared interest in astronomy, space, and telescopes in the same room at the same time to hear from a knowledgeable guest speaker in those spaces, and that pun is certainly intended, but also to learn from one another. At the East Brunswick Astronomy Club, we welcome everyone. No prior experience is necessary to attend. In fact, our attendees really do range from never having looked through a telescope before to knowing how to do astrophotography of deep space objects. The idea for the club actually stemmed from a successful East Brunswick Public Library event I held as a NASA Solar System Ambassador volunteer back in October 2023. It was titled Sidewalk Astronomy. Even though it was cloudy, we still had over 20 people attend who got to learn about a couple different types of optical telescopes and how they work. Through some pure luck, we got to see the moon through my 10-inch Dobsonian telescope, thanks to a well-timed break in the clouds. Afterwards, reflecting on how excited everyone was to peer through the eyepiece and see the craters of the moon closer than usual, I wondered how we could recreate this feeling at a more regular cadence, with even more astronomy behind it. Naturally, the answer was by starting a local astronomy club. With that said, the support of the East Brunswick Public Library has been invaluable in getting this effort off the ground, and I can't thank Melissa Hozik enough for all the help along the way. Fun fact, our club logo was actually designed by Brian Eng, creative director of the Asian American and Pacific Islanders of East Brunswick, a nonprofit organization.
So you talk about the club and meeting on a regular basis. It does meet at the library, but when does it meet and what are some of the projects and topics that you've covered in the past?
So we currently meet at the library, as you mentioned, on the third Thursday of the month with a 7 or 7:30 p.m. start time, depending on the time of year. And this is due to the later sunset times through the summer months. One of the nice things about the club is we try to get knowledgeable speakers to come each month and speak to the group. And we've been very fortunate to have folks like Zane Landers from Arizona, who walked us through the process of making a Dobsonian telescope, including the mirrors, which I found fascinating. We also had Kat Trosch, a fellow NASA Solar System Ambassador based in New York City. And what was nice about her presentation, it was just ahead of the April 2024 eclipse. And so she prepped us on what to expect, what we could see, and as she so adequately put it, how to protect our peepers.
The club has had some really cool activities. Sometimes the weather hasn't helped, but we've always had an amazing presentation. Where can people find out about the club, upcoming presentations, and the recordings of some of the past lectures?
One nice thing about the club is a lot of our presenters are open to having the presentations recorded. Make them available on the East Brunswick Public Library YouTube page. But really, to keep up to date with any happenings with the club, the best way to do so is to follow us on Facebook under East Brunswick Astronomy Club or Instagram under the handle EB Astronomy. You can also visit our homepage at ilove.ebpl.org/astronomy. There you can find our mission statement, how to sign up for the club's monthly newsletter, and view previous presentation slides and their recordings.
Well, thank you so much, Isaac. And I know that the Astronomy Club is in the process of trying to get its nonprofit status. So if any of our listeners are interested about astronomy and may be willing to help get you guys started, definitely reach out to us. I'll put some information in the show notes as well. Isaac, thank you so much for helping us spotlight the East Brunswick Astronomy Club.
Thank you so much for having me.